Buying your son or daughter an electric guitar could be a life-changing event. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I hope this helps you. I'm sure you're a little excited and a bit nervous about buying your child's first electric guitar. A salesperson will offer guidance and friendly advice on exactly what kind of guitar to buy. Primarily, there's two types of guitars that I recognize. A Fender guitar, like this Fender Stratocaster, or a more traditional Gibson guitar. Both are entirely different, and you want to make sure that the salesman understands that your child's experience level is low. So you want to get a guitar that has very easy low action, and what low action means is the distance between the string and the frets has to be reduced so that it's easier to play. The worst thing that you could get, I believe, in for your child would be to get a guitar that has very high action. It's harder to play. They can get frustrated. Plus, you want to ask the salesperson about the string height and the radius of the neck. You want to buy a guitar and an amp that's going to inspire your child. When you're purchasing your guitar, you want to make sure that you get a strap. You want to get an instrument cable that plugs into the amp. You want to get a guitar stand. In my opinion, you should get 5 medium picks, and you can ask the salesperson exactly what gauge a medium pick would be, and 5 lighter picks. Lighter picks, I believe, for a beginner are easier, especially when you're recording. And picking. You also want to get a music stand. You want to get a guitar tuner that's a clip-on. This is a clip-on tuner, and it just clips right onto the neck, battery operated. I would encourage you to buy an extra pack of strings and ask your salesperson exactly what gauge he would recommend for that extra pack. For beginning students, they're going to be banging on the guitar probably harder than necessary. So I would think that you should probably get maybe 2 or 3 skinny string extra strings. The skinny string is the E string, and that can break more often than any other string on the guitar. Purchasing a practice amp for a first-time beginner, I have a small practice amp here with 1 speaker, and it's a 10-inch speaker. It does have reverb. And it has a good tone. So you can ask the salesperson, how clean is the clean tone? I think an electric guitar really is not that complicated. Usually all of the guitars have a volume knob, and they have 1 or 2 tone knobs based on the pickups. So when you have the switch advanced to what I call the 5th position, it's going to be picking up this pickup near the neck, and you're going to get the most bass or the lowest type of sound that the guitar offers. For instance, when you go to the bridge pickup, this is called the bridge, and this pickup closest to the bridge is called the bridge pickup. You hit the selector knob all the way down that way. That's position 1. It's going to be really bright. On a Fender, it might not be the most desirable tone, but you can hit the position number 2, which kind of blends the bridge and the middle pickup to get a little bit of a sweeter tone. And then you can mess around with the tone knobs and make it even sweeter. And then the middle position on a Strat is just the middle pickup. And then the fourth position is the middle and the neck pickup. That's my most favorite. And then you have the neck pickup, which is the darkest. Based on the type of amplifier that you get, you might only have one volume knob, and it starts getting loud probably at 3 or 4, and then obviously when you crank it up to 8 or 10, it is loud no matter how small the amp is. So most amps will have one knob. Now, the little bit more advanced amplifier you get, you're going to have that main volume knob, but you're also going to have what they call a drive knob, and that means that you're actually putting more juice into the amplifier and giving a distorted sound. Let me give you an example of what a distorted sound is. This is an example of the amp with the gain stage high and the main channel volume low. So it's going to give a little bit more drive to the guitar and a little bit more sustain to every note. And it gives overtones as well. This is an example of clean tone. So I really backed off the gain knob all the way to 0, and then I just put modest volume on the master volume. And here's what a clean guitar amp should sound like, or close to it. Each note may have a little bit less sustain because there's not that much drive pushing that amp. So the note is going to fall off, but it's going to be a sweeter sound. And let's talk about a guitar that has a vibrato bar that gives kind of a pitch bending in the guitar system. I do want to caution that, and again, you're going to have to ask your salesperson, on less expensive guitars, as soon as you hit the vibrato bar, it'll throw the guitar out of tune. The more expensive the guitar, the more it should stay into tune. But you want to make sure that if you do choose a guitar that has a vibrato bar, that you've cleared that with your salesperson so that your son or daughter isn't constantly playing out of tune once they hit that vibrato bar, okay? Certainly, I'm very grateful that I can just play anything on the guitar, and I do play out occasionally, and that's fulfilling. So maybe when your son or daughter gets a couple of years on the instrument, they'll be forming a band and starting to play some music. I think it's a wonderful experience. Believe in their potential and always encourage their practice. Provide lessons for them as well. I think providing lessons at an early age might be boring for kids because they probably want to learn current songs that are on the radio or what kids are listening to on Spotify, iTunes, and all of that social media stuff. But lessons are very, very important. So you got to blend what they want on a current basis and the things that they actually want to pick up on the instrument, but you also want to give them some kind of formal education as well. The electric guitar will provide a lifetime of enjoyment. And so encourage your kid when you can that it really, really is a time for enjoyment. Be patient and make sure that they're persistent. I think at the age of 20, when other guitar players were certainly better than I, and I was in bands, but I was only a rhythm guitarist, I couldn't advance to a lead guitar position for many, many years, and it was very, very frustrating for me. But I learned how to play rhythm guitar in a band rather well, and I was able to back up other guitar players and do a good job. But it was frustrating for me, but I stuck with it, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I could actually be a front person for a band and not embarrass myself or the band, and actually please the audience. It's a wonderful experience. Celebrate milestones and make sure that they understand that milestones don't come once a month. Let your child know that there's going to be hurdles and there's going to be long periods of time where he or she does not feel that they are improving. But again, this is a hard instrument, and sometimes it takes a long time to figure it out. Help them understand that there are hurdles, there are plateaus that they will be stuck on for perhaps years, in my case, years. But when I found out that I actually went over a hurdle and went to the next plateau, I was so elated that it helped me be enthusiastic for going after that next plateau, and that helped me with my playing. And finally, celebrate the joy of music. Music is a wonderful thing, and once they develop chords and play either a rock song or a ballad or Christmas music, or just messing around with G to C, which a lot of people create millions of dollars creating and writing songs that just go G to C. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.